House Minority Whip Steve Scalise. All right, Steve, you know I'm fired up here. I just cannot believe what I've been reading today. This is a coup. It is an attempt at a coup to get rid of the president. There was no Russia collusion. They made it up. They had 4 spokes in the wheel. They had 4 guys they were targeting to take down the president and get one of them to flip against them. None of them did because there was nothing to flip. And in the end, what we're trying to figure out is, what are you guys going to be able to do so that Americans feel that we are living in a land where there is law and order? Because right now, it ain't sounding like it.
No, Judge, and it's good to be with you, but it's been disgusting as all this has come out. It's vindication for people like General Flynn, but also for so many of us who have been calling out on the Justice Department to hold people accountable, to go to the head of the snake. How far it goes, we still don't know the full amount. I mean, obviously, Barack Obama has serious questions. Joe Biden has serious questions to answer. But you can recall Devin Nunes saying this years ago, Jim Jordan saying this years ago. And, you know, you had Adam Schiff out there spreading all this false information. In fact, new reports are just coming out that some of the information he said publicly was the Russian disinformation, the stuff Russia was trying to do to interfere with our elections. You know, and so they talk about not letting Russia interfere with the elections. Adam Schiff himself was spreading that false information, and then they used it as the basis, the whole hoax, the witch hunt that was the impeachment trial of President Trump. And so all of it's coming to a head. There are some dirty cops that have been outed.
What can you do?
I want to see the whole thing investigated, Judge.
What can you do? What can you do about Adam Schiff? This guy wanted to be a screenwriter. This guy has choreographed everything from that crazy, you know, the attempt to impeach the president, and now this Russia collusion, and he's so pompous and pious. And now we know there was nothing. Everybody says it under oath there was nothing because they don't want to go to jail for lying. But they tell the American people, they lie to us every day. What are you going to do?
Oh, it's disgusting. Well, what we're going to do, number one, getting the facts out is what the first thing that we can do is make sure that Justice Department sees all of this. And they do, by the way. The fact that Barr dropped the case against Flynn shows. And, oh, by the way, the Durham report turned in, as you know, to a criminal investigation. I want to see it sped up. Right. And I've sure been vocal about that because justice has to be served, and not, you know, next December. There's an election coming up, and the American people have a lot of decisions to make. All of this ought to be factored in to what they decide, to see some of the dirty stuff that went on, all the way up possibly to President Obama at the time and Joe Biden when he was vice president. I'd surely like to see the media, that loves asking him all these softball questions, ask him what he knew and when he knew it about this scandal. But the scandal's getting worse for them. And I think it's going to, look, the American people are going to demand answers for this when they make a decision in November.
They have been for years, and it's so frustrating. But by the way, when you talk about Joe Biden, we now know Biden was in that room. Okay, that Biden was very much a part of this. This is the Obama-Biden administration. Those daily briefings, he was a part, not of all of them, clearly. But this was something that was discussed constantly. This is counterintelligence. Listen, one more thing. I have 30 seconds. Yeah. What about the fact that you are now on...
Keep in mind. Yeah, keep in mind, Nancy Pelosi gives Adam Schiff his gavel. And so in November, in every Democrat election across the country, the question is going to be asked, who are you going to vote for Speaker? Because if you're voting for Pelosi, you're voting to keep Adam Schiff as the chairman of that committee. That will be a factor in November.
All right, Steve Scalise, thanks so much for being with us tonight.